Hi, I'm Michael Willams. Welcome to another episode of Bears and Chairs. Today, I'm here with the quarterback of the Mercer University football team, Fred Payton. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Just okay, but that's good. All right, okay. So right off the bat, I want to ask you about what drew you to football.
Definitely, the athletic background of my family. My father played football. Everybody, my cousins, everybody that I know in my family, play football, play just sports in general, but definitely just the athletic background of my family. My dad talking about it, taking me to a couple games and things like that, it just drew it to me right away. So I started playing football when I was about 7 years old. And, right away I asked my dad, I was like, I want to play football. And he was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah, I want to play football. And I got started in football in a funnier way probably than most people, if you think it's funny, but took me out, get all my stuff, my equipment, my pads, cleats and everything like that, brought me back home, told me to put it on again, and I was like, man, we just went out and got it all. And he told me to come outside and was like, here's the ball, you got all your stuff on, just start running. And I was like, all right, I started running, and here he come out of nowhere, he hits me like I'm a grown man. So that's kind of how I got started in the football, and I just, that background and the love for it and the passion for it in my family.
Yeah, I like how you detailed about how when you were 7, he kind of made you make a choice. I know a lot of parents have you do a lot of sports, but then you kind of specialize as you get older.
Right.
And sometimes it's too late. Sometimes a kid will decide they want to play basketball,
right.
But they'll be around 15, and things like the AAU circuit and stuff, they take off really young.
Right.
And so it's good that you chose really early. So with that, right, what kind of kept you going? Because that's a long time. I know a lot of athletes feel burnout when they feel they're doing their sport every day. Sure. They're doing practice. So what kind of kept you motivated, to get to the next level?
Probably definitely the fact that I had a little bit of talent in it for sure. Yeah. It was fun when I started it. Off rip. I never was dreading football practice or anything like that after a long day at school or something like that. So I had that passion for it, and like I said, with that background in my family, everybody around me and my support cast had that passion for it. So, that passion was just all around me, and it allowed me to, keep going. So, in order to, love doing something for a long time, you definitely have to have a passion for it. So.
Oh yeah, that's 100%. All right, let's move a little bit into Mercer University. Okay, yeah. So Mercer, take me through their little recruiting process, as much as you can. Just
right.
What kind of stuff was going on? What made you choose Mercer over, say, some other school
right.
that might be looking at you?
For sure. I was previously at Coastal Carolina University. I was at another university before I came here, and deciding to transfer from that school and putting my name in the portal. Coaches are able to see your contact, your film, and stuff like that. So Mercer and Coach Cronick, they were on me. I guess they seen my film or heard about me. And they started contacting me through that with my contact information and throughout in the portal, and we just kind of developed a relationship. They were hard on me, they called me, nearly every day trying to see, if I had any more thoughts or decisions or questions and things like that. So, just that continuous cycle from them, led me to, look at Mercer more and try to figure out what they were actually about. So that's how the process got started. I did my own research and things like that. Mercer as a school, academically, it was a great opportunity for me. They wanted me to come in, and play and things like that. So the opportunity to play at a Division I school, for the exposure and things like that while getting a degree of this kind, it was a great opportunity.
No, 100%. So this made me think of a question, trying to figure out how to word it. Being in the okay, like going to the transfer portal, coming out, going to a completely new school, like sports, right? Like, it's all about like sticking to the scheme, like the game plan, right? Like you watch football teams, you watch basketball teams, baseball teams. Like you'll see like really good players. You think they're just taking over the game, but really, it's just a really good game plan, really good like execution. You have the right pieces. You can do anything.
For sure.
So how hard was it for you to like mesh into a new kind of system when you get to Mercer? Because I assume it's not the same.
Right, and that's actually one of the aspects that I took into account with my transferring and choosing Mercer. Going further into it, when Coach Carnick was recruiting me and everything like that, calling me, he wanted, when I told him I was going to do my own research, because in that research, not just about, the school academically and everything like that, but, how would I mesh in this offense, things like that, how would I fit in their system? Because, I've been a part of programs where, even though they felt like I was a really talented player, I may not just have meshed in their system in order for me to reach my full potential and be the best I can for that team. So, he kind of told me he didn't want me to do my own research, not do my own research necessarily, but he wanted to kind of show me, when I would do my own research, what I see and like how I would fit into that at the same time.
Yeah.
So, we kind of went through that process. We sat on a Zoom call together for maybe about an hour and, watched film of him and when he was coaching and the scheme and schematics of his offense, and where I would fit in that. And that was what kind of drew me to Mercer even more, the ability that he saw in me and how I would be able to integrate into his offense and show me how that would mesh.
Awesome. Okay. All right. We're going to back up a little bit. Tell me about your worst game.
Okay.
How did it go? Like, what do you learn from it? You know what I mean? Like, just because we got to learn from our wins and our losses. So,
For sure.
tell me about your worst.
I'll talk about the VMI game this past season. I've been here for one season, so I'll just talk about a game that, didn't go so well for us in this season, and that was the VMI game. We lost pretty badly, and, at being the quarterback, I take, a lot of the blame. When we win, everybody wants to praise me, even though I know I'm not the sole reason that we won. But when we lose, I always feel like there's, there's many things that I could have done better. So the VMI game, we felt like we were kind of schemed up out there. Things weren't going right and everything like that. I had a couple turnovers. I threw a pick, maybe two actually, and even fumbled the ball. So anytime you turn the ball over, you're putting your team at a disadvantage and everything like that. But you said, what did I learn from it? Correct?
Yeah.
The fact that when things aren't going well, it's just like life. When things aren't going well, what are you going to do? Allow it to just happen, or are you going to figure it out? Find out a way. So what I kind of learned from that was, okay, we may not be having a great game like that, but we got to figure it out. Things ain't going right. What can we do differently? So it made me take a different look at, okay, like you said, there's always about sticking to the game plan, but at the same time, when you have a game plan, if that game plan isn't executing itself correctly, you got to switch it up and find another way to get it done. So I think that's what we tried to do the rest of the season, and it definitely worked out for us, ending off the season, not in the conference championship, but finishing out that season strong so that we could make it to the conference championship.
100%. So you touched on it a little bit, but being quarterback lends itself to leadership.
Yeah.
Just because it's like kind of like, I don't know, it's as a position, it's unlike any other on the field, you know? Do you have any quarterbacks that you, I don't want to say, like, I guess model yourself after, whether that be like play style or even leadership, like just how you want to like carry yourself and be for the team?
It's an interesting question. People kind of always ask me, being like you said, being in the quarterback role, people always kind of ask me, how that leadership is for me and like what I view leadership as. And leadership is very broad to me because I feel like there's no one way that you can lead. There are certain characteristics that you must have and must exemplify in order to be a great leader and become a better leader. But leadership is very broad and in everybody. So I like to tell people, I'm my own type of leader, and the way that I lead, I know with the leadership role that everything you do is kind of watched, regardless of it being like ridiculed or anything, or if somebody wants to kind of be like you, everything you do is being watched. So, what I try to work on, and like when you say try to emulate, because I know this is something that I need to work on, I always want to be myself, but when there's something I need to work on, okay, who is there that kind of emulates what I need to work on? I can take aspects from them one quarterback would definitely be Russell Wilson. I feel like I need to work on being more of a vocal leader, because I know I exemplify, lead by example, for instance, and also in leadership, when you see people that are following you, in need of help, how do you help them, individually and as a whole? So a lot of that goes into being a vocal leader when you're trying to pull people on. Some people would just watch you and, oh, you're leading by example. They can just watch you and take what you're doing, and that helps them out. Some people, you have to actually, voice what you need to them for that to happen. And Russell Wilson definitely is a vocal leader in the way he commands, his teams. And he just got traded to the Broncos.
Yeah.
Automatically, everybody's hyped to have him, not just because of the player he is, but because of the leader he is. So.
That's 100%. I like that. Let's talk about coaching. So, like, to that, like you're saying, like, you need to be more like vocal leader, game plan. How much of coaching, like, how hands-on are you with the coach? Like, how much do you guys talk to each other? I know you say you talk to a lot to each other before you got here, but like in terms of like being a leader on the team, being able to like, help get everyone else in the game plan, and getting everyone else, fired up, ready to, execute. How much do you and like the coaches have like communication and,
For sure. I would definitely say, there's a lot of communication between the coaches and I, and the coaches and everyone in their position groups, and things like that. Our coaches, they like to have a great relationship with the players, because, before you can, be hard on somebody and, coach them hard and things like that to try to better them, you have to have a relationship with somebody first for them to even want to hear you. Yeah. So, the coaches and I, it was funny, Coach Cronic, when I got here, he was actually my quarterback coach. So we kind of communicated a lot all the time, every day, almost all day. So whether it was from, about class, they stay on you about that, or whether it was about football, what was coming up for practice, at practice, workouts, things like that. So
I want to talk to you about teammates. You have a few people, or not even a few, you have like a handful of people on your team that, we would consider like pretty studly, what I mean? Like, sure, not even just we would consider, ESPN, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Like, these are like, we have like Fred Davis, we have like Lance Wise, on both sides of the ball. We have like people that can make plays, you know what I mean? Playmakers. So having those kinds of people that can like kind of take the pressure off of a quarterback. You can watch someone like kind of work. You can hand Fred the ball in the backfield, and he can get you some yards. Like, he's not just gonna he's not like a one yard line running back.
You never know.
And then you have people like Lance that can get you the ball back. Like, when one of those mistakes happen, or if it's just a close game and one possession is all you need,
For sure.
He can get you the ball back at an integral time, or even your kicker. On those onside kicks, man. I remember. Let's talk about that for those onside kicks, dude.
Crazy back to back.
All back to back. No, I was like, there's no way he's gonna try that. I was
back to back.
Yo. Yeah. So just like playmakers, like they're honestly like all
over the field,
like stellar. Sure. So like, how does having people like them help you?
I think it's essential to my success. Everybody says, quarterback, without a good quarterback, you can't have a great team, which is very true. Like you say, it's a lot of things that go into playing quarterback that affect the team, but it's also true that you can have a great quarterback and a subpar team if the pieces around him aren't what they're supposed to be at times. So having playmakers all around you, it does nothing but make my job so much easier, and it's like you said, it's just essential to the success of not only the quarterback but the team to have those guys around you. Like you say, Fred Davis, when the defense is not allowing me to pass the ball, like they're trying to take away every lane, drop him back, hand the ball off, he's going to go get us yards. You never know. You can hand it off expecting only to gain so much, and then he pops out for a touchdown. Having those receivers outside where, I might, have to get out the pocket or something like that. The play's taking too long, I have to extend the play. And I can trust that I can make a throw that may be dicey because I know I have those receivers like Ty, Devron, Parker Roble, 100%. And, even some of them, maybe not the bigger names on the team, you have faith in just because they work so hard. And that's one thing about this team. We have a bunch of hard workers. So, it just makes the team so much more better. And, being behind the O-line like I have been, I've experienced, like I said, I've throughout my football years, playing since I was 7 years old, I've kind of experienced it all. Having maybe a great O-line, not so great outside receivers or something like that, or a great running back, not a great O-line. Like, I've had it all. So, on this team, like you say, we kind of have those pieces everywhere, and I think that is a key attribute to the success that we were able to attain last year.
I like that. Okay, so Mercer got around 4,000 undergrads. Not super big school, making a pretty close knit community. We spoke to Underwood a little while ago, and he spoke of y'all's success a little bit, and just knowing that people as big as Underwood is to the community, and even every student to some degree is aware of the successes of the football team. Our football team hasn't always been successful, and knowing that it's been pretty prolific this year, a lot of wins, generate a lot of that kind of stuff. When we went to go play Alabama, full buses, scored 14 points on it.
14, yeah.
That's a lot. It's more than a lot of schools. Yeah. Exactly.
More than Miami did.
100%, exactly. So those kinds of things, you see how many people are watching, and I know for someone that's played the game for a long time, that's probably the eyes watching probably isn't as harsh. But how is it juggling that? Because you seem pretty humble in the interview, but it just in general, day to day, how do you manage knowing that everybody has their eyes on you as the quarterback of the team at such a small school where everybody knows everybody? You see someone, you're gonna see him again.
Right. I definitely, like you said, just with how long I've been playing, it comes with the experience. I can definitely say I've had my highs and my lows. And, one thing I've tried to do is learn from those highs and those lows, that's life, But with that experience, it's kind of taught me to, take it all with a grain of salt, what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it is a game. It's a game that we love. It's a game we're all passionate about, whether you may be on the field or off the field just as a fan, it's a game we're all passionate about. So I take it with a grain of salt. Like I said, I know it comes with responsibility, and with that responsibility will come, the blame or the hype, so to speak. So, I've seen it all. I've been through my ups and downs, and I just try to learn from it all. So I think that's what helps me be so humble at times, and just understand so much about the game and, the aspects off the field and the eyes and the critics and things like that. Like I said, you always know as a leader and as the quarterback that somebody's watching you. So you just want to try to convey yourself in a manner and, behave in a way that, whatever people see about me, I'm okay with that type.
I feel. Yeah, no, I already asked you what's your worst moment. That put you on the spot there. But I'll ask you, what's the best moment for you, college football? It doesn't even have to be college. It can be from 7 to now. What's your best or a moment that sticks out?
It definitely would have to be from the Bama game, if you ask me. I mean, it was definitely a moment that I could only dreamed of. I could only have dreamed to be playing against Alabama in Alabama Stadium. Things you think about as a kid growing up. Obviously, Alabama, they've been Alabama. When you say Alabama, there's no more that needs to be said.
Yeah.
Type of thing. So you only could imagine that dreaming as a kid, playing against them or for them or anything like that, and actually being in that stadium. So it was dreams coming to real life, and then, to have a little big success and everything like that, make some throws here and there, but then not throw for not only 1 but 2 touchdowns on them. It's just a dream come true, man. You can't explain it.
No, 100%. No, I was there. I went on the buses, and y'all were loud.
So it was the fact that we could hear, our own fans in that stadium full of almost 100,000 people. So you guys definitely showed up and showed out.
No, 100%. I think that's just a testament to the team and the kind of culture that Mercer is just in general.
Yeah.
Like I said, small school. Everybody, not everybody. Everyone's part of the team in a way.
For sure. In a way, for sure.
Yeah, no. So, do you like watching any other sports? Any other Mercer sports? What's your favorite?
Oh yeah, I mean, as a team, you're just talking about. We go and we support. We try our best to support all the sport teams when we can. We send out mass texts. Our coaches let us know when there's events, so that if we don't have class or we all can make it as a group and everything like that. So. We go watch the basketball team, both the boys and the girls. We just went and watched tennis yesterday. We were at lacrosse this weekend. Yeah, we're all over the place.
I love to see 30 football players
Yeah.
at a tennis match.
It was a sight to see, you know, because they say you're supposed to be pretty quiet, like during the match and everything like that. You're only supposed to like make noise during like a point or anything like that. And that's the only time you're supposed to make noise between that little gap. And most people, you know, just kind of golf clap type of thing. You know, we were rowdy. We were out there trying to get in the other team's head, the opposing team's head. You know,
Yeah, no, 100%. No, can you take me through like a day in your life? Like, what's your routine? Actually, no, give me a game day. Game day, what's going on?
Okay, game day. We wake up around like 8 o'clock, I want to say. We meet for breakfast at the field house. You know, fellowship, just, you know, enjoy the fact that it's game day. You get to do this, you know, with your team and everything like that. Get that type of vibe and energy going. Then we go from there. Should we go straight to? I think we stretch. Yeah, we go straight to team stretch. The offense will stretch and the defense will either do a walkthrough and then we'll flip, or the offense will go first defense, and we'll do like that. And then we'll go from there to, I want to say the bear walk. Go from there to the bear walk. Well, we go to team meal first, and then right from the team meal, we're coming out to the bear walk. And then after that, you know, it's almost game time. You're back at the field house, getting stretched, taped, you know, warmed up and loose on the field and things like that, and then it's time to go.
Yeah, that's always fun. Game days are always fun.
For sure.
No,
Nothing like a game day.
You play Auburn next year.
Yeah, we love SEC teams.
No, Underwood was in here. I said, yeah, Auburn. And he said, I think we got it.
I mean, that's definitely the mindset you have to have. I mean, I'm never going to go into a game saying that I don't think we do have it. Obviously, we play Alabama, you know. In the back of your mind, you have an idea what the ending story is going to be when you're playing such a team of that magnitude. But, you know, you have to go into it with the mindset that you're going to win every game and that you can win every game, or else, you know, you won't. You know, you might have the ability to, but if you don't even think you can, you won't. Yeah,
like such is the nature of the beast too. Because like my mom always tells me, because like I never played football, but I loved to watch it. And it was a lot of like any given Sunday. That's why my mom really big on the any given Sunday kind of mantra. It's just because, like, you know, when you're watching like the NBA, it's like it's not single elimination. For sure. It's a best of 7. So, you know, it can like average out. The best team should win in 7 games, but one game, you get one chance.
One game, one chance.
Yeah, like
it's all about how you show up. Like you said, it starts with that mindset. If you believe that you can win, as you will win. And let's say you actually have the ability, like you say, you're that Goliath. You have the ability to win if, you know, as long as you give all your effort. But if this team here is, you know, hyped up, ready to play you, and they're giving all out full effort, and that's everybody across the board, you know.
100%.
Like you said, any given Sunday.
100%. So, next year, what do you want to do to improve your game?
I believe that starts now. One thing I definitely want to improve on would just be, you know, higher decision making. As a quarterback, there's such a mental aspect to it. You know, as a, you know, maybe as a receiver, or as, you know, running back and things like that. You know, there's mental aspects to every single position on the field, and that it only makes you better the better you are mentally. But, you know, at quarterback, you won't get away with it as much just being, you know, athletic or being able to make plays with your arm or anything like that, as you would being mentally prepared for the game and understanding, you know, defenses and things like that. So, you know, I think I have a fairly good grasp of it now. You know, I wouldn't be able to have, you know, some of the successes that I have if I didn't, but, you know, I can always get better in that aspect in order to make the team better at the same time.
Yeah, I feel that. Okay, I got like kind of a weird question, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. I'm looking at like some like numbers, just like so like for I guess ETSU, right? 375 yards, 67% completion. You know, average 12 yards a throw, 2 touchdowns. You know, like no sacks, like, but that was a loss. You know what I mean? So like, how do you reckon with that? And like in a loss, when you have like good stats like across the board, how do you like? Yeah, how do you reckon with that? What do you make of that? Like I'm doing well. The team didn't end the way we needed to, but like this was a good showing generally for me.
And like I kind of stated before, you know, in the loss, even when I may have done well, looking at there's always something I could have done better. I had great numbers, but I also had 3 interceptions.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Oh man, he did.
I also had 3 interceptions, and that's kind of where I take it with learning and what I could be better at. You know, we were right there. We were play away, 2 seconds away from a missed field goal or anything like that. So we were right there. And as good as I did play, that may have kept us in the game. I also had a couple mistakes that definitely probably lost us the game at the same time. So I have to learn from that. And, you know, that's just how you got to look at it in order to get better.
100%. And you touched on it a little bit, but I just want to ask you, like, directly. Mm-hmm. So, like, in losses, like close losses like that, you know, Mercer's a small school, you know, football is a big deal in a big school. So in a small school, and this is, like, something that the city and, you know, school can, like, rally around, you know? Like, those mistakes, like, they feel heavier, you know what I mean? Sure. You see things, like, you'll see things on social media, like nasty things. People just are, like, rude. You know what I mean?
Because it's a passionate game.
It's passion, exactly. But, like, still, like, you know, that's got to feel, like, it's got to feel bad. Like, and I know, like you're saying, like, you kind of have to, I guess it comes with the territory, but, like, there's got to be some kind of way that you have to, like, cope with that in a personal way, so it doesn't get to you.
I would start with the brotherhood aspect of your teammates. You know, we have such a good brotherhood, and knowing that, you know, each loss isn't on just any one person, you know. Even though I may have, you know, I'll speak to it directly. Right after that ETSU game, you know, I definitely felt that heavy burden as if it was on me. Like I said, as well as I played, you know, the only thing I could think about was those mistakes and everything like that. And, you know, I had teammates come, you know, reconcile me and just, you know, hug on me and let me know, like, hey, man, like, we wouldn't be here, you know, without you to this point and things like that. So, you know, the brotherhood aspect was definitely big. You know, everybody was able to rally around each other before they even heard, you know, the noise outside and everything like that. So, and then also, when I talk about that support cast and everything like that I have, you know, my father was there. He was the first person that I was even able to, you know, see, speak to or anything like that right after the loss, and that was big because, you know, as a father, especially, you know, he's been hard on me my whole life. I told you how we got started in football and everything like that, and, you know, it only translated, you know, and got, you know, heavier as we went on. But, you know, he always kept me up and let me know, you know, what it was and what it wasn't, and, you know, just kept me upbeat about everything and made me understand, like, you know, I'm bigger than any game as far as, you know, just because I may have lost a game or anything like that doesn't define me and everything like that. And I'll only come back stronger from it, and I always have. So that's one thing to kind of think about.
So what do you think is the biggest thing that you've taken from football so far? Like, football's given you a lot, right? So, like, what do you think that is the biggest thing that you've gotten from it?
I would definitely say, as we were talking about, you just got to take your wins with your losses. You know, like I said, that's literally the story of life. You know, you can be grinding so hard to be great at something, and giving forth is literally max effort, and something can still go wrong. But you got to learn to take those wins and losses and still try to learn from it and where you could be better. And that's definitely something that football has taught me. And just, you know, you got to take everything day by day, because if you get to worrying about, you know, what could happen if nobody knows the future. So if you get to worry about what could happen in the future, you'll miss what's present and everything like that. So, you know, and the only way to get to the future is to take, you know, those steps. When you look back, when you get to the future and you look back, you're not going to be like, oh, it was just one big gap. You're going to see so many, you know, trials and tribulations up to that point. So you got to be able to take it day by day and everything with a grain of salt and just understand, you know, I can get better from this, you know, from
that. All right. Thank you very much, Fred.
No
we really enjoyed having you. And that's it from Bears and Chairs today.